Ladies and gentlemen, in a world full of noise, distractions, and endless choices, one quality separates the successful from the average: relentless focus. It is not talent alone, not luck, not background, but the power to direct your mind, energy, and actions toward a single purpose with unshakable determination. Relentless focus is the ability to lock your mind onto a goal and refuse to let anything pull you away. It is the discipline of saying no to the unnecessary so you can say yes to your destiny. When you truly focus, you multiply your abilities. You think better. You work faster. You grow stronger. You start seeing opportunities that others overlook. Every great achievement in history is the result of an individual who mastered the art of focus. The inventor who worked despite failures, the athlete who trained while others slept, the businessman who sacrificed comfort for a dream. They all share one truth: where focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, results grow. If you want to rise above the ordinary, if you want to turn your goals into reality, if you want to transform your life, then learn to master this power. Because the moment you choose relentless focus, you choose success. When you direct your attention toward one goal with intensity and consistency, your abilities begin to grow beyond what you ever imagined. Focus is not just about concentrating for a few minutes. It is about training your mind to stay aligned with your purpose day after day, no matter what tries to distract you. When you give your full energy to a single target, you unlock a level of strength, creativity, and intelligence that remains hidden when your mind is scattered in many directions. Think of sunlight. When it spreads in all directions, it simply provides warmth. But when that same sunlight is concentrated through a magnifying glass, it gains the power to burn. Your mind works the same way. A scattered mind produces average results, but a focused mind becomes unstoppable. You start noticing solutions faster, thinking sharper, planning smarter, and executing with greater precision. Focus sharpens your skills. You learn faster because your brain is not jumping from one thing to another. You make fewer mistakes because your thoughts are aligned with your actions. You progress quicker because all your energy is pushing in one direction instead of being divided. Suddenly, the tasks that once felt difficult start becoming easier. You begin to experience momentum, improvement, and mastery. People often think success requires more effort, more strength, or more intelligence. But in reality, it often requires less distraction, less confusion, less mental chaos. The more you simplify your goals and concentrate your energy, the more powerful you become. Focus multiplies your abilities because it unlocks your deeper potential, the potential that gets buried under daily noise and unnecessary thinking. When you choose to focus relentlessly, you activate a force within yourself that transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. On your phone, in your environment, in your habits, and even in your own thoughts. And the truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. They fail because they are constantly pulled away from what truly matters. Distractions silently steal your potential. They take away your time, break your flow, weaken your discipline, and slow down your progress without you even noticing. Every time you shift your attention from your goal to your phone, from your work to social media, from your plan to unnecessary conversations, you lose mental energy. Your brain needs time to refocus, and with every interruption, your ability to concentrate becomes weaker. Even small distractions add up. A few minutes here, a few moments there, and suddenly hours are gone, progress is gone, and motivation disappears. Modern distractions are designed to trap you. Apps are built to hook your attention. Notifications are engineered to trigger your curiosity. Entertainment is created to keep you scrolling for hours, and without awareness, you fall into a cycle where your mind becomes restless, scattered, and unfocused. You start tasks but don't finish them. You plan goals but don't follow through. You feel busy, yet achieve nothing meaningful. Distractions don't just waste time, they destroy greatness. They interrupt your growth, dilute your purpose, and prevent you from entering the deep focus state where real success is built. When your attention is divided, your potential is divided too. You cannot build a strong future with a weak focus. You cannot create extraordinary results with a distracted mind. The most successful people in the world guard their focus the way others guard their money. They understand that every distraction is a thief, every interruption is a cost, and every moment lost is a step away from their dreams. They remove what does not serve their goals. They eliminate noise. They protect their time. They choose discipline over temptation, purpose over entertainment, and progress over comfort. Clarity is the foundation of every great achievement. When you know exactly what you want, why you want it, and what steps you need to take, your entire mind becomes aligned with your purpose. But when your goals are vague, your direction becomes weak, your decisions become confused, and your motivation fades quickly. That is why clarity is not just a helpful tool, it is power. A clear mind is a powerful mind. It cuts through doubt, fear, and hesitation. It eliminates guesswork and replaces uncertainty with determination. When you are clear about your destination, every action becomes meaningful. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop chasing random opportunities. You stop comparing yourself to others. Instead, you begin to move with intention, confidence, and purpose. Clarity sharpens your focus the same way a lens sharpens light. It gives you a straight path to follow. It helps you identify the exact habits you need to build, the exact skills you need to work on, and the exact distractions you need to eliminate. Most people fail not because the goal was too difficult, but because they were never truly clear about what they wanted to achieve. They jump from one idea to another, one plan to another, constantly starting but never building momentum. When you gain clarity, your energy becomes concentrated. You start waking up with direction instead of confusion. You begin to take decisions faster because you know what aligns with your purpose and what doesn't. You feel lighter because your mind is not burdened by uncertainty. And with that clarity, you unlock a new level of mental strength. A strength that allows you to stay disciplined even when challenges rise. Clarity also fuels motivation. When you visualize your goal clearly, when you can see it, feel it, and imagine the results, your mind becomes deeply committed. You develop a sense of urgency to take action. You no longer wait for the perfect moment because you understand exactly what must be done. Clarity turns dreams into plans and plans into real progress. Discipline is the silent force that keeps your focus alive when motivation fades. Motivation may give you a spark, but discipline is what keeps the fire burning. Anyone can feel inspired for a few minutes, a few hours, or even a few days. But only disciplined people can stay committed for weeks, months, and years. That is why discipline and focus are inseparable. Without discipline, your focus breaks. Without discipline, your goals remain dreams instead of becoming achievements. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the power to show up consistently, to stick to your routine and to follow your plan even when your emotions, mood, or environment try to pull you away. It is choosing progress over comfort, long-term success over short-term pleasure, and responsibility over excuses. Every time you practice discipline, you strengthen your focus like a muscle. When you build discipline, your mind becomes stronger. You learn to control your habits instead of letting your habits control you. You begin to trust yourself because you know you will follow through. You start respecting your own commitments, and that internal respect boosts your confidence and self-belief. Discipline removes the chaos from your life and replaces it with structure, and structure supports focus. One of the greatest benefits of discipline is that it reduces decision fatigue. When your day is organized, when your goals are prioritized, when your plan is clear, you waste less mental energy on deciding what to do next. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. This mental clarity becomes the perfect environment for deep focus to grow. You enter a flow state more easily. You stay on track without constant effort. Discipline transforms focus from a struggle into a natural state. Discipline also builds momentum. Every small disciplined action, waking up early, studying consistently, training regularly, avoiding distractions, keeping promises, adds up. These small wins create a THM. They form a chain of progress that drives you forward, and once momentum is created, focus becomes almost effortless because your mind and body are already in motion. Many people wait for the right mood or the perfect moment to start working, but disciplined people don't wait. They act. They understand that feelings are temporary, but progress is permanent. They know that consistency beats intensity. They know that strong habits beat random effort. By choosing discipline every day, they turn ordinary routines into extraordinary results. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about valuing your goals enough to stay committed to them. It is about respecting your time, respecting your dream, and respecting your future. When discipline becomes your foundation, focus becomes your superpower. Discipline is the invisible bridge between your goals and your results. It is the daily commitment, the quiet consistency, the unwavering dedication that transforms big dreams into real achievements. People often admire success but rarely see the disciplined habits behind it. The early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the routines repeated day after day even when no one is watching. This is the true engine behind relentless focus. When discipline enters your life, everything changes. Your mind stops wandering aimlessly. Your energy stops scattering in every direction. You begin to operate with purpose. You begin to protect your time, your attention, and your mental space because you finally understand how precious they are. Discipline teaches you that every minute wasted is a minute stolen from your future. Most people assume discipline is something natural, something only strong people have. But the truth is, discipline is trained like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. The first days may feel difficult. The first decisions may feel uncomfortable. But as you continue, your mind adapts. Your willpower grows. Your resistance to distractions increases. And soon, what once felt impossible becomes your new normal. Discipline makes your focus unbreakable because it anchors your mind to your goals. Even on days when motivation disappears, and it will, discipline carries you forward. Motivation is a guest. Discipline is a permanent resident. Motivation may visit occasionally, but discipline stays with you, you guiding your actions and shaping your habits. Discipline also brings a deep sense of internal peace. It removes the stress of rushing, the guilt of procrastination, the anxiety of unfinished tasks. When you follow a disciplined routine, you feel in control. You know what needs to be done, and you do it. This creates a powerful inner confidence, a confidence that comes not from talking, not from planning, but from consistent action. Another incredible power of discipline is how it transforms your self-image. Every time you make a disciplined choice, waking up early, working instead of scrolling, studying instead of wasting time, practicing instead of complaining, you send a message to yourself: I am capable, I am committed, I am strong. These small victories change the way you see yourself. And when you begin to see yourself as a disciplined person, focus becomes a natural extension of your character. Discipline also creates separation. It separates the achievers from the dreamers, the persistent from the impulsive, the builders from the talkers. Most people fail not because the goal was too big, but because their discipline was too small. They let emotions control their actions. They let laziness control their schedule. They let fear control their decisions. But disciplined individuals rise above these feelings. They do what needs to be done even when every part of them wants to avoid it. The world rewards disciplined people. Opportunities open for them. People trust them. Their skills sharpen. Their reputation grows. Their results speak louder than words. And while others remain stuck in cycles of planning without doing, the disciplined person silently builds, improves, and moves ahead. Discipline also is the secret behind long-term consistency. Anyone can work hard for one day, 1 week, or even 1 month. But sustained performance requires discipline. It requires repeating the same effort without losing intensity. It requires finding strength on days when you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. It requires remembering your why when your emotions try to distract you. And the beauty is, the more disciplined you become, the easier life gets, decisions become clearer, priorities become obvious, goals feel achievable, focus feels natural. You no longer fight with yourself, you work with yourself. Your mind becomes an ally, not an enemy. You start enjoying the process, the progress, the growth, because discipline turns effort into excellence. Discipline also helps you break bad habits, habits that drain your focus and limit your potential. Whether it's procrastination, overthinking, sleeping too late, or wasting hours on entertainment, discipline cuts the roots of these habits and replaces them with routines that strengthen your focus. Little by little, your life begins to shift. You become more productive, more organized, more determined. And this transformation does not happen all at once. It happens slowly, quietly, through repeated disciplined actions. But over time, the difference becomes undeniable. Suddenly your goals don't feel far anymore. Your dreams don't feel impossible anymore. You begin to experience the power of compounding, the powerful effect of consistent effort over long periods. Discipline is the fuel behind every success story you admire. Every athlete, every entrepreneur, every leader, every icon has built their greatness on the foundation of discipline. They learned to master themselves before they mastered anything else. They learned to control their mind before they controlled their environment. Through discipline, they created a life that reflects their deepest desires instead of their weakest impulses. And that is why discipline is the heart of focus. Because without discipline, focus is unstable. Without discipline, goals fade. Without discipline, dreams remain trapped in imagination. But with discipline, your focus becomes sharp, your actions become consistent, and your results become unstoppable. Learning to say no is one of the most valuable skills you can develop if you want to protect your focus and achieve meaningful success. Most people underestimate the power of this simple word. They try to please everyone, accept every request, join every plan, respond to every message, and participate in every activity. And in the process, they sacrifice their time, their energy, and their goals without even realizing it. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something that does not support your purpose, you are saying no to your own progress. Saying no is not about being rude or selfish. It is about understanding your priorities. It is about recognizing that your time is limited, your energy is precious, and your focus is fragile. When you say no to distractions, you are saying yes to your growth. When you say no to negativity, you are saying yes to your peace. When you say no to unproductive habits, you are saying yes to your future. Most people struggle with saying no because they fear losing relationships, opportunities, or approval. But the people who truly value you will respect your boundaries. And the opportunities meant for your growth will never require you to sacrifice your focus or lose yourself. When you politely decline something that is not aligned with your goals, you are not rejecting the person. You are protecting your mission. Saying no builds strength. It reinforces your self-control. It teaches you to prioritize long-term satisfaction over short-term comfort. It helps you avoid commitments that drain your energy and clutter your mind. And most importantly, it creates space. Space for deep work, space for meaningful progress, space for the habits that actually matter. When you start saying no, you take back control of your life. You stop living according to other people's expectations and start living according to your own purpose. You begin noticing how much time you used to waste in activities that did nothing for your goals. You realize how many conversations, events, routines, and distractions were quietly stealing your focus every single day. And once you become aware of this, you become unstoppable. The discipline of saying no also helps you eliminate mental noise. It reduces overwhelm. It removes unnecessary obligations that only create stress. It lightens your schedule so your focus can become sharper and more effective. Instead of spreading your attention thin across many unimportant things, You direct it toward the few things that truly matter. This shift can transform your life. The more you practice saying no, the more confident you become in your decisions. You stop apologizing for choosing your growth. You stop feeling guilty for choosing yourself. You develop a stronger sense of identity because you are no longer shaped by external pressure. Your mind becomes clearer, your priorities become stronger, and your path becomes straighter. Great achievers are not defined by how many things they took on. They are defined by what they refused to take on. They rejected distractions. They rejected unnecessary plans. They rejected anything that stood between them and their vision. Their success was built not only on the things they did, but also on the things they intentionally did not do. Saying no is a kind of strength that few people master, but it is one of the most important steps towards ruthless focus. When you protect your time with boundaries, you protect your dreams. When you protect your energy with discipline, you protect your future. When you protect your focus with a strong no, you protect everything you are working toward. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in success, and relentless focus is what creates it. When you consistently work toward a goal, even in small steps, you begin to build a forward movement that becomes stronger and stronger over time. At first, progress feels slow, almost invisible. You may feel like you're working hard and seeing little in return. But every focused action, every hour of practice, every page studied, every task completed, pushes you forward, even if the progress is hidden. Momentum doesn't appear instantly. It grows quietly, silently, underneath your efforts. And once it begins, it becomes a force that carries you forward with increasing strength. What once felt difficult starts to feel easier. What once required great effort becomes part of your routine. What once demanded discipline becomes something you naturally do. This transformation happens only when you stay focused long enough for momentum to take over. Momentum is built through repetition. When you do something consistently, your mind adapts, your skills improve, your confidence rises, and your speed increases. You stop wasting time figuring out what to do next because your focus creates a rhythm that naturally guides you into deeper and deeper progress. Suddenly, you're not forcing yourself anymore. You're being pulled by your own momentum. This is why scattered effort never leads anywhere meaningful. When you start something and stop it, switch goals constantly, or let distractions break your flow, you lose momentum every time. It's like pushing a heavy object. The first push is hard, the second is slightly easier, and the third becomes smoother. But if you stop midway, you must start all over again. Momentum rewards consistency and it punishes inconsistency. Relentless focus keeps the wheel turning. It prevents your progress from slowing down. It builds a strong foundation that compounds over time. Even a small amount of focused work done regularly becomes more powerful than a burst of intense work done occasionally. This is the secret behind long-term success. Not speed, not talent, but consistency that creates unbreakable momentum. When you have momentum, your mind stays sharper. New ideas come more easily. Challenges feel less intimidating. You make decisions faster because you are already in motion. Opportunities begin to appear because momentum attracts progress. People begin to notice your dedication and respect your discipline. Your energy increases because you are not constantly stopping and restarting. You are moving forward with purpose. Momentum also strengthens your emotional resilience. When you stay focused for long periods, you develop patience, endurance, and mental toughness. You stop being discouraged by temporary setbacks because your momentum is stronger than any single difficulty. You understand that one bad day cannot break you because your foundation is built on hundreds of good ones. The beauty of momentum is that it turns effort into acceleration. The same amount of work that once produced small results produces bigger outcomes. You gain confidence because you can see the transformation happening. You gain belief because your results validate your effort. And this belief becomes the fuel that keeps you going even further. Relentless focus is the spark, but momentum is the fire that keeps burning. The moment you stay consistent long enough to feel momentum, everything changes. Your mindset, your habits, your performance, and your results. Momentum makes success not just possible, but inevitable. Momentum is not just progress. It is a psychological, emotional, and physical force that begins to work for you once you work long enough for it. At the beginning of any journey, everything feels heavy. The goal seems distant. The path looks unfamiliar. The work feels slow. And most people quit during this early stage because they mistake slow progress for no progress. But the truth is, the first steps are always the hardest because you are building momentum from zero. Every great success story you've ever heard is not a story of one big achievement. It is a story of hundreds of small steps that build unstoppable momentum. Relentless focus is the glue that holds these steps together. When you concentrate on one mission and commit day after day, you begin to accumulate invisible progress. You build habits, strengthen neural pathways, and increase your capacity for deeper work. Your mind becomes trained to stay on track instead of getting distracted by every shiny thing. Momentum works like gravity. Once it starts, it keeps pulling you forward. At first, you push yourself, you need motivation, you need discipline, you need reminders. But once momentum grows, something shifts inside you. You start feeling pulled toward your goal instead of having to fight your way toward it. Momentum also gives you emotional stability. When you stay focused on one direction, you don't panic during difficult days. You don't break down when mistakes happen. You don't lose hope when results take time. You understand that progress is cumulative, that each day, no matter how small, contributes to the movement you are building. Most people underestimate how much power they lose when they stop and restart. Every time you quit and begin again later, you lose the speed, rhythm, and strength you had built. Imagine pushing a heavy truck. The first push requires maximum effort, but when the truck starts rolling, the effort needed becomes far less. That rolling motion is momentum, and focus is what gets it rolling. Relentless focus also removes the friction of indecision. When you jump between goals or constantly change direction, your momentum dies. But when your mind is locked on a single purpose, you stop wasting energy wondering, what should I do? Or is this the right time? Instead, your path becomes straightforward and your progress becomes automatic. The human brain loves momentum. It releases dopamine when you complete tasks, meet targets, or maintain streaks. This dopamine is not the cheap pleasure from scrolling or entertainment. It is the fulfilling dopamine that builds confidence, motivation, and long-term drive. And the more dopamine your brain receives from productive actions, the easier it becomes to stay focused. Momentum also attracts opportunities. When people see consistency, they trust you. When they see dedication, they respect you. When they see you moving forward, they feel motivated to support you. Focused people with momentum naturally stand out because the world is full of people who start fast and quit early. But those who continue, those who stay steady, rise. Momentum gives you a new identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who achieves. You stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as part of the journey. You stop doubting your ability because momentum proves your potential every day. But this powerful force only grows when you feed it with relentless focus. One day of distraction can slow you down. 1 week of inconsistency can break your rhythm. One bad habit repeated over time can block your momentum completely. That is why focus is so important. It protects the engine of your progress. Relentless focus builds momentum because it aligns your thoughts, actions, and habits toward one direction. You become a creator of progress, not a consumer of distractions. You stop drifting through life and start driving with intention. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on momentum. And once momentum becomes strong, the journey no longer feels like a struggle. It becomes a flow, a natural movement forward, a powerful internal drive that makes consistent growth not just possible, but almost unavoidable. Our environment is one of the most powerful factors that determines your ability to focus and succeed. Many people underestimate how much their surroundings, physical, mental, and social, influence their productivity, mindset, and motivation. A cluttered space, constant noise, negative influences, or disorganized systems can silently drain your energy, scatter your thoughts, and prevent you from reaching your full potential. On the other hand, a supportive, organized, and intentional environment can amplify your focus, enhance your discipline, and accelerate your progress. The first element of your environment is your physical space. Your surroundings send signals to your brain, either encouraging productivity or fostering distraction. A messy desk, piles of unnecessary items, or a chaotic room subconsciously triggers stress, indecision, and mental clutter. When your workspace is clean, organized, and purposeful, your mind can operate more clearly. You can access your thoughts faster, prioritize tasks efficiently, and enter a state of deep work without interruptions. Small adjustments like keeping only essential tools, removing visual distractions, and arranging your environment for convenience can make a massive difference in your ability to maintain relentless focus. Equally important is your mental environment, the thoughts, beliefs, and internal dialogue you allow to occupy your mind. Negative self-talk, fear of failure, constant doubt, and overthinking create a mental fog that weakens focus. When your mental environment is nurtured with positivity, clarity, and purpose, your mind becomes a fertile ground for focus to grow. Techniques such as journaling, visualization, affirmations, and meditation help you declutter your mental space, reinforcing your ability to concentrate on what truly matters. Your social environment also has a profound impact. The people you surround yourself with can either fuel your growth or drain your energy. Supportive, motivated, and disciplined individuals inspire you to aim higher and maintain focus. Negative, lazy, or toxic influences, however, can distract you, diminish your ambition, and erode your discipline. Relentless focus requires creating boundaries and carefully selecting the people with whom you spend your time. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, elevate your thinking, and respect your goals. Their influence will force your habits, decisions, and commitment to your purpose. Technology is another critical aspect of your environment. Smartphones, apps, notifications, and endless digital entertainment can be constant sources of distraction. Even well-intentioned tools can fragment attention if used without discipline. Creating a technology-conscious environment, turning off unnecessary notifications, using apps that enhance productivity, scheduling specific times for communication, and establishing focus hours allows your mind to remain undisturbed and concentrated on high-priority tasks. Time management is also part of your environment. The way you structure your day, allocate tasks, and build routines creates a framework that supports or undermines focus. A structured schedule, deliberate planning, and organized routines act as scaffolding for your attention, preventing drift, procrastination, and wasted energy. Without this structure, even the most motivated person can struggle to maintain focus because the environment is chaotic and unsupportive. Your environment also includes external inputs, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the media you consume, and the information you allow in. Consuming content that distracts, demotivates, or confuses your priorities can weaken focus over time. Conversely, learning from valuable resources, consuming inspiration, and feeding your mind with knowledge aligned to your goals strengthens your mental environment, enhances decision-making, and maintains your drive. The remarkable truth is that focus is not just an internal skill. It is heavily influenced by external conditions. Even the strongest willpower can struggle in a toxic environment, while even a developing focus skill can flourish in a supportive one. That is why successful people do not leave their environment to chance. They design it intentionally to minimize distractions, maximize clarity, and reinforce productive habits. They understand that when their surroundings support their goals, their ability to concentrate multiplies. Your environment shapes the trajectory of your life, because it influences every thought, action, and habit. A carefully curated environment allows focus to flow naturally. It supports discipline, nurtures momentum, and eliminates obstacles that otherwise sap your energy. By controlling what you see, hear, touch, and experience daily, you build a foundation that allows relentless focus to thrive, making your path to success smoother, faster, and far more powerful. Focus is the bridge between imagination and achievement. Dreams alone remain visions in the mind unless they are paired with relentless focus and deliberate action. Many people have big dreams, exciting ideas, or ambitious goals, but without focus, those dreams remain distant and intangible. Focus transforms those dreams from vague aspirations into tangible reality by giving direction, energy, and consistency to your efforts. It turns scattered thoughts into actionable steps and converts intention into measurable progress. When you focus relentlessly on your dream, every decision you make, every habit you build, and every action you take becomes aligned with your vision. You start to see your goals not as something abstract, but as a series of achievable tasks. The power of focus allows you to prioritize effectively, ensuring that your energy is always spent on actions that bring you closer to your dream. It eliminates wasted effort, indecision, and distraction, creating a clear path forward. Focus also sharpens your problem-solving ability. Dreams are rarely achieved without challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. When your attention is scattered, difficulties feel overwhelming, and it becomes easy to quit. But when your mind is focused, you can analyze problems clearly, break them down into manageable pieces, and find creative solutions. Focus allows you to approach obstacles with patience, strategy, and persistence, qualities essential to transforming dreams into reality. Furthermore, focus cultivates discipline and consistency, the two pillars of achievement. Dreams cannot be realized in a day, a week, or even a month. They require sustained effort over time. Relentless focus ensures that you keep showing up, performing the necessary work, and following through on your plans. Each focused day compounds, building momentum, sharpening skills, and bringing you incrementally closer to the life you envision. Over time, small, consistent efforts turn into remarkable results. Focus also aligns your emotional energy with your goals. When you are truly focused, your mind resists distract. Ions, your willpower strengthens, and your determination intensifies. You feel a sense of purpose and urgency in every action because your energy is no longer dissipated on unimportant things. This emotional alignment reinforces your commitment, fuels your motivation, and strengthens your resilience in the face of setbacks. Another critical aspect is that focus provides clarity on priorities. Dreams often feel overwhelming because they are broad and abstract. Focus breaks them down into actionable step-by-step paths. It answers questions like, what should I do today? What step brings me closest to my dream? Where should I spend my energy? This clarity reduces anxiety, enhances decision-making, and ensures that each day contributes meaningfully to your ultimate vision. Focus also fosters creativity in innovation. When your mind is concentrated, it has the space to explore ideas deeply and make connections that scattered thinking cannot achieve. Many breakthrough solutions and discoveries are the result of sustained focus on a single goal or problem. By eliminating distractions, focus allows your mind to dive deeply into your vision, uncover opportunities, and develop strategy that transform dreams into tangible outcomes. The power of focus is cumulative. Every hour of attention, every disciplined choice, every decision aligned with your goals strengthens your momentum. The more you concentrate on turning your dream into reality, the more your efforts compound. Small victories build confidence, progress reinforces motivation, and momentum amplifies results. Focus creates a feedback loop where effort leads to progress, progress fuels belief, and belief generates even stronger effort, a cycle that brings your dream ever closer to reality. Ultimately, focus is the decisive factor that separates dreamers from achievers. Many people have dreams, but only those who master their attention, protect their energy, and channel their efforts consistently see their dreams take shape in the real world. Focus turns vague intentions into structured plans, chaotic effort into deliberate action, and fleeting inspiration into lasting achievement. Through relentless focus, the life you imagine, the goals you aspire to, and the dreams you cherish all move from possibility to reality. End conclusion. The power of relentless focus is the force that transforms ordinary life into extraordinary ones. It is the ability to direct your mind, energy, and actions toward what truly matters, while ignoring distractions, staying disciplined, and building unstoppable momentum. Focus is not a talent, it is a skill, a choice, and a daily commitment. If you learn to master your focus, to protect your time, to say no to distractions, and to channel your energy toward your goals, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Every dream you have, every goal you set, and every vision you carry can become reality. The question is not whether focus works, it always does. The question is whether you're willing to embrace it, nurture it, and let it guide your life toward greatness.